Since its release in 2007, the blockbuster hit 300 has been impressing viewers with extreme levels of violence, gore, and bodily physique. What many of its audience will not have realized, though, is that this movie is loosely based on one of the most devastating battles of the classical period. 300. Fact or fiction? 300 takes inspiration from the Battle of Thermopylae, a conflict fought between the ancient Persians and Greeks. It makes reference to King Leonidas and the 300 Spartans who waged war against the Persian Emperor Xerxes as he attempted to conquer their homeland in 480 BC. The Spartans, however, were not alone that day. The historical record indicates that they were also accompanied by another 7,000 or so Greek warriors, whose leaders had joined together to repulse a Persian invasion force that numbered between 100,000 to 300,000. Being a production that seeks to entertain rather than inform, 300 is not an accurate depiction of the historical reality, which significantly differs from the events portrayed on screen, although there are some references to it sprinkled in the storyline. Still, the Battle of Thermopylae remains one of the most iconic engagements of the ancient world, and a testament to the brutality of our ancestors. This is how it actually went down. Battle of Thermopylae. Days before they took up arms against each other, the Greek historian Herodotus chronicled how Persian Emperor Xerxes sent King Leonidas a last letter of warning, imploring the Spartans to hand over their weapons and surrender. The king's response was simple and straight to the point. "Come and get 'em yourself." Seething with rage, on August 17, 480 BC, Xerxes answered his foe's insolence by ordering the Medes, a 2,000-strong arm of his vast horde, to attack the Greeks. The Spartans and their allies had taken up position at the Middle Gate, a pass hemmed in between the sea and steep cliffs that was 15 to 20 meters at its narrowest. Equipped with bronze helmets with horsehair crests and large shields, the Spartans easily brushed off the opening wave. The enemy's short javelins proving no match for the longer Spartan spears. In response, a shocked Xerxes supposedly leapt up in horror from his throne overlooking the battlefield when he saw that his best troops were being mercilessly cut down. Conserving their limited resources and energies, the Spartans achieved their success by attacking in relays from behind the protection of the Phocian Wall, a 150-meter-long fortification that lined the Thermopylae Pass. They also effectively performed a number of feigned retreats, a tactic in which the enemy is drawn into pursuit by a series of fake withdrawals, their disordered ranks then being cut down when those in flight suddenly turn around. Towards the end of daylight, the exasperated Xerxes opted to send his 10,000-strong elite royal bodyguard, the Immortals, to finish the job off, but even they couldn't dislodge the Spartans. The Greeks had also been heavily assisted by the narrowness of the path, which meant that the Persians were unable to swarm and overwhelm them with their greater numbers. As the first day rolled over into the second, a decisive breakthrough had still not been achieved by either side. To counter the excellence of the Greek defense, Xerxes picked out the best and bravest warriors under his command, flinging them together into one unit. The Persians were then blessed with a stroke of remarkable good fortune when a Greek traitor known as Ephialtes defected to their side, revealing the location of another path where his compatriots could be outflanked.
"Lead my soldiers through the hidden path that empties behind the cursed Spartans, and your joys will be endless."
His infamy would never be forgotten by the Greeks, whose modern word for nightmare is Ephialtes. Xerxes acted at once on the traitor's intelligence, commanding his Immortals to find the Enopia path that would surely clinch them victory. Setting out in silence by nightfall, the Emperor's most skilled defenders first climbed 1,000 meters up the Enopia, brushing off the ill-trained guards posted along the Phocian Wall as they went. As the Persians were getting closer, Leonidas's official diviner, Megistus, was performing a pre-dawn animal blood sacrifice to see if the gods would come to their protection. Unfortunately, in the victim's entrails, he saw omens that suggested the Greeks were to suffer imminent death. Megistus is then said to have turned to Leonidas, promising his lord that he would stay to fight, and pleading with him that his son be whisked away to safety. Leonidas magnanimously granted him both wishes, and Megistus would go on to die a hero. At first light, the Persian interlocutors descended to the eastern cliffs that overlooked the middle gate, setting in motion an unbreakable pincer grip. Caught from the rear as well as the front, King Leonidas made his first stand. Joining the 300 would also be the 300 helot attendants that assisted each Spartan, and a smattering of Thespians and Thebans who wished to see the battle through with honor. As the Persian bowmen lined up, one of the 300 is said to have declared their arrows be so numerous that they would blot out the sun. Another Spartan is then said to have replied, "So much the better, we shall fight them in the shade." To Leonidas too is attributed another remarkable quote. As his soldiers ate their early morning meals, he showed himself to be a true Spartan by announcing, "This evening we shall dine in Hades," in reference to the Greek underworld. At first, the Spartans and the supporting Greek armies fought off the Persian advance with reckless abandon. Then Leonidas was slain on the battlefield, and a great effort was made to recover his body before it was captured. Their weapons gone or broken, the last remnants fought to the death with their mouths and bare hands, as Leonidas's corpse was seized by the Persians. Before long, every single Spartan and Greek lay dead. Leonidas's body was decapitated on the order of Xerxes, and his head was stuck on a pole as a trophy. Fortunately, though, their efforts were not in vain, for their countrymen, inspired by the noble slaughter of their Spartan kin, would eventually triumph over the Persians later at the Battle of Salamis and the Battle of Plataea. In the end, their sacrifice was worth it.